This is the incredible TGV Lyria, a double-deck high-speed train connecting Paris with beautiful Switzerland. Today, I'm going to be taking you on board for a ride in this first-class upper-deck experience. From the exclusive business lounge, the luxurious onboard armchairs, and even the Michelin star dining service. This is going to be an amazing journey on one of Europe's most iconic high-speed trains. Let's go! Hello and welcome to Paris-Gare de Lyon, here in the capital of France. Today I'm going to be travelling on board an international high-speed train, the TGV Lyria, over to Basel in Switzerland. I'm travelling in first class for this journey. Let's go! Paris-Gare de Lyon is the third busiest station here in Paris, and a major domestic and international high-speed rail hub. This building first opened in 1855, being designed by François-Alexis Cendrier, under the instruction of the Paris-Lyon Railway Company. However, since this date, the station has received many upgrades to capacity, including new platforms above and below ground. This station's architecture is a work of art. Literally, this passageway between concourses features a 125-year-old fresco, highlighting just some of the destinations you could travel to back in 1900. There are a lot of shops here, ranging from accessories to electronics, and from cosmetics to a selection of coffee shops and bakeries. You'll also find a staffed ticket office and some ticket machines here, though booking ahead online is advisable, as the very limited amount of seats on the TGV Lyria can sell out. Next door, there's an exclusive lounge facility, which we'll be paying a visit to before departure. Gare de Lyon sees a variety of train types, including this strange commuter train that looks like a house. The lion's share of services here are operated by SNCF, the national operator of railways in France. Many of these are the iconic TGV, one of the most famous high-speed railway services in the world. This includes international services to Spain and Italy, as well as the special TGV Lyria to Switzerland. Recent years have also seen the introduction of low-cost Ouigo TGVs, and hey, if you're extra lucky like me, you might even get to spot the world's fastest train, with this unit holding the world speed record at 574 kilometers an hour. There's also fierce competition in the form of Trenitalia's eye-catching Frecciarossa 1000 unit. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on this incredible train. SNCF's Grand Voyageur Lounge is notoriously difficult to access, with a strict admission policy, only a select few first-class fares or frequent traveller status cards granting access. Luckily, my TGV Lyria ticket is one of the few ways to get in, and I was looking forward to visiting for the first time. These Grand Voyageur lounges are very stylish, yet optimized for the business traveller. There's dedicated high-speed Wi-Fi, co-working spaces, and even these sound-insulated cubicles. Premium hot drinks are available free of charge, but no food is available, not even snacks. Not a problem, as I'll be trying the Michelin star dining on board. Alright, let's head down to hall number 2 and board our high-speed train to Switzerland. Gare de Lyon is extremely overcrowded, especially when travelling at peak time in the summer season. Trains departing from here can have over 1,250 seats each, and many of those will be completely sold out. My train today is TGV 9223, the 1820 service bound for Zurich Hauptbahnhof, which I'll be taking as far as Basel SBB. Boarding is controlled by ticket gate, which means on busier trains you can expect some long queues, like those in an airport. I eventually get through and catch a first glimpse at my high-speed ride for this evening's trip. This is a TGV Euroduplex, a high-speed electric unit specifically designed for cross-border traffic. Unit number 4723 dates back to 2012 and is adorned in a modified version of SNCF's standard corporate colour scheme. These double-deck cars are massive, and you only truly appreciate the scale of these vehicles when you're walking alongside them. It's coach 12 for me today, situated near the front of the train, and I'm lucky enough to be travelling on the top deck, perfect for sightseeing and enjoying the ride. My seat is seat 61, a forward-facing solo seat. Today's route sees us heading along the LGV Sud-Est and Rhin-Rhône, with a few slower sections of track along the way, finally crossing the border to Switzerland right before arrival. Journey time is scheduled to be 3 hours and 6 minutes, covering 525 kilometres or about 326 miles. We pull out of the capital on time, smoothly starting this speedy ride to Switzerland. Just after departure, we can see Paris-Bercy station, another one of the capital's many mainline terminal stations. The first part of our journey is spent navigating out of Paris, weaving through the suburbs on the way to the LGV Sud-Est high-speed line. But before we reach our impressive top speed, let's take a look at the interior. The TGV Lyria features a smart grey and red colour scheme. It's a seriously classy affair. Seating is extremely comfortable. Large cushions with loads of padding. It's no surprise that people refer to these as high-speed armchairs. There's a wide-winged headrest too, perfect if you're tempted to doze off. Each seat features large padded armrests on both sides. There's no fighting over elbow room in these seats. Legroom is okay. It's definitely not the most generous I've seen on a high-speed train, but it's enough to be comfortable. Down here is a folding footrest for more comfort. The seat in front has a table, deployed by first pulling up and then folding down, bigger than most others you'll see on trains. The table has a metal bracket, with this being used to hold a water bottle in place. And just above this is a storage net, handily placed right in front of your eyes so that it's harder to forget your belongings. Just to the side is a personal bin, and oops, looks like they forgot to empty it after the last ride. And one of the seat's coolest features is the electronic recline. Just push this button and the seat slides into a super comfortable relaxation position. After a series of flyovers and junctions, we finally meet the LGV Sud-Est, France's first high-speed railway line and one of the first in Europe too. The line primarily connects Paris with Lyon, France's third largest city, with the line fully opening in 1983. The TGV to Lausanne in Switzerland shortly followed, service launching in 1984 with their iconic orange livery. These faster double-decker units fully took over the service in 2019. And speaking of fast, would you look at that? We're now speeding through the French countryside at over 270 kilometers an hour, and we'll be going quite a bit faster a little later on in the journey too. Much of France's interior is sparsely populated, and indeed the country's population density is half that of most of its neighbours. Most of what you'll see from the LGV Sud-Est is rolling farm fields and the occasional remote village in the distance. And let's just say, with all these sound barriers, I'm glad to be sitting on the top deck. One hour out of Paris and we leave the high-speed line, our top speed reducing by nearly half. We're now travelling along the classic Paris to Marseille railway, no doubt a very busy route prior to the opening of an adjacent high-speed line. These TGV Duplex units have 8 passenger carriages, of which 3 are first class. One of these is reserved for signature first class, including a meal and drinks. Second class takes up 5 carriages in a denser 2+2 layout, narrower seats, though similar legroom. The lower deck looks mostly the same, though with a bit more headspace, thanks to the lack of curvature at ceiling level. Each carriage has 2 toilets, one on each floor. These were kept in great condition through the entire journey. Everything was spotlessly clean, and the soap and water both worked fine. A hand dryer is also provided, though one thing I need to point out here is just how little space there is in these rooms. This must be one of the smallest train toilets I've ever been in. More room is, however, available in the downstairs toilets. The vestibule area also features a bench seat. This is usually for passengers to have phone calls without disturbing others, but during times of severe disruption or overcrowding, you might even be allocated a seat here. The final carriage is reserved for the buffet, with a wide selection on offer here. SNCF chooses not to fit its train with a proper sit-down restaurant, instead offering standing spaces, bar stools, or the choice to take away and eat at your seat, which I think is a bit of a shame. All meals here are curated by the French Michelin star chef Michel, with a focus on Franco-Swiss cuisine. In first class, you can also order directly to your seat, however, this was not working. I ordered one of the combo meals, a good way to save some money. For this, I got a tomato and basil quiche with Swiss Gruyere cheese, this delicious Madagascan vanilla yogurt with biscuits, and some delightfully fresh pure orange juice. This combo meal cost me €16, which is expensive, but it's still cheaper than if I bought a meal upon arrival in Switzerland. Just over an hour and a half into our trip, we slow down here in the city of Dijon. Dijonville, literally translating as Dijon town, is our first station, and an interchange for regional services around the Bourgogne-Franche-Comté region. Only 25 kilometres out of Dijon, we join the TGV Lyria and once again begin building up speed. The maximum speed on this line is an incredible 320 kilometers an hour, making it the joint fastest in Europe, alongside a few other French lines. At the time of construction, the line was unique in being the first LGV high-speed route that does not directly serve Paris, instead running between 2 smaller cities. We also pass stations such as Belfort-Montpellier TGV, this being served by slower TGV services, both from Paris and elsewhere in France. After a short blast through eastern France, we're once again on the classic line for the last section of our journey. But there's still plenty more to see, including crossing over into Switzerland. These units are fitted with free Wi-Fi, available within France and Switzerland. There was also an onboard media portal, however this was not working. The internet connection itself, though, was pretty decent, allowing me to browse and message for the entire journey. All seats have a single European-style power socket, which isn't compatible with products using the Swiss design, but many phone chargers use the standard European-style design anyway. Unlike many modern trains, these TGV units feature soft and warm lighting, resulting in a pleasant ambience. So if you need more lighting, there are individual reading lights above each seat. You'll also find effective sunblinds at each window. Of course, not at all needed today as the weather is dull and miserable. Coat hooks are found between the windows, as shown here. As a double-decker train, overhead space is at a premium, making these overhead racks pretty useless for everything except maybe briefcases and laptop bags. Not ideal for an international high-speed train like this. Luckily, there are many luggage stacks found through the carriage, but beware, labelling your luggage is mandatory, with harsh fines for non-compliance. We're now approaching our next stop, Mulhouseville. This city is home to the Cité du Train, or City of the Train Railway Museum. It's the 10th largest museum in the world, and I mean out of all museums in the world, not just railway museums. As we leave, we can spot one of France's most controversial trains, the International Régiolis. These dark blue units were built from 2021, but current estimates for them entering service on trains to Germany are around 2027. We're now in the Alsace region of France, which during the construction of many of the railways here was part of Germany. As a result, we're actually travelling on the right-hand track. Everywhere else in France uses the left hand. As we effortlessly cross the Swiss border, let's talk about how much this first-class trip cost. I bought a semi-flexible first-class ticket 1 week ahead at a cost of €138. This is very expensive, and only goes to show that when travelling around France, it's always a good idea to book ahead. Eventually, the welcoming, familiar colour scheme of the Swiss railways comes into view, and we arrive at Basel SBB station with a delay of 1 minute at 21:27. Overall, I am very impressed by the TGV Lyria, and I must admit, surprised too. My regular viewers will know I've had a fair few bad experiences with TGV trains, operated by both SNCF and Thalys in particular, so this was a refreshing journey. However, I still remain unimpressed by the low frequency, high prices, and compulsory reservation policy. But these aren't the only double-decker trains in Switzerland, with the latest generation of intercity trains being formed of these twin-deck Swiss Express units, a project that has been a huge disaster, which you can learn about by clicking up here now.